Hey, Yvonne.
Hello, Yvonne.
Hi, Roy, Cyclad. Okay, we're missing Eleanor. And Royce, you came on like raw. So let me see if I can get Eleanor back online.
I was on Zoom, but I accidentally exited out by accident. Like, no. And I just got on immediately after.
Hold on, let me send the invite for Eleanor. Get a picture. Let's see. So let me get this sent to Eleanor. And then, what is this? This one. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be confusing. I need to figure out a way to get a Zoom room like Sherry has, and it's just one code, one ID and one passcode, and that's it for good, and just set up the times. So I think I might do that and then send it to everybody, so everybody has the exact same passcode, exact same ID, and that way I think it'll be easier. I'm not too familiar with Zoom because you guys know I don't prefer doing Zoom. I'd rather just do
a phone call.
Do a phone call and get on Google Docs together. Jordan, what's the problem? You keep getting up. Why?
Nothing is the problem. I was getting paper in case we needed paper and a pen.
Okay, but you got up earlier too.
Nothing is the problem.
So, is this our last meeting, or?
Yes, this is. Technically, this is our last meeting of the day.
Okay. So, we're waiting for Eleanor to log in. So, Jordan, couple things. We had like a good hour between Zoom meetings. So you had plenty of time to get your paper, get water, get your pill, whatever you need. Okay, so you need to sit still. And in the morning, when I logged everybody in, you were not at your desk. Oh, here she is, Eleanor. Okay. All right. And also, when we're saying goodbye, the second I say, well, I think that's, and then poof, you're gone. You're on mute.
I did that with Sherry too.
You did that to Sherry too?
Yeah, when Sherry would say, okay, bye, I just left. I did that to Sherry too.
Okay. I don't know if you've noticed, but I am not Sherry. Okay? I'm not. Okay? Like I mentioned earlier, I'm more lenient than Sherry, absolutely. But her rules are still going to apply. Okay? Just because I'm doing the Zooms now doesn't mean that everyone can just get up and take off without asking if they can go to the bathroom. Right? But I do expect everyone's work to be ready to go before, because we have time. Get up earlier in the morning or have it ready the night before if you want to sleep into the last minute. I still want you guys' hair brushed. I want your shirts on. Your watches are supposed to be on. I'm not going to check for that, but I expect you to have it. Okay? Because it's just the same rules as Sherry has. Okay? So I want you guys to not log in right on the 11:30 Zoom. Be in the waiting room at 11:28. Okay? Glad.
Yes.
That means you too.
Right.
Where are you going?
Nowhere.
Okay. Well, have a seat.
I don't plan on moving.
Okay. It looked like you were taking off, so.
Oh
So-
no, I wasn't moving. I just I needed to yawn, but I didn't want you to see me yawning.
Okay. All right. So at the end of our day, when we say bye, I want to hear a bye. Okay. I want you all to make sure there is nothing that I need to say like, oh yeah, and then, because if I had an and then, you were long gone. Well, I didn't even see your name, just a puff of smoke, and all of a sudden one less student in the classroom. Okay. So you got to hang in there until you know for sure that it's the end of the meeting and I'm logging everyone out. I'm ending the meeting, okay? But you were the only one that did that. No, everyone else hung around to just say their goodbyes, and I said, see you later, and whatever else needs to be said. Okay? So just make sure you don't pop out like that, okay? And also, I wouldn't do it to, I don't know if she's ever said anything about that, but that's not the thing to do. Okay, you want to make sure it's good to go, and right? Because as it was, we left a little bit earlier anyway. Wasn't like I was dragging the meeting on and all that, right? So, okay. You can take it off. You can take it off. If you need to take your pill because you're in pain, whatever, please raise your hand and don't just take off. Let me know where you're going.
Well,
Okay.
that pill isn't for the pain. Yvonne, that pill is, I have to take that pill at 9 and 3, which will be out by then. But that pill is so this doesn't get infected.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But still, if you need to take off or whatever, you guys, just raise your hand and be polite and tell me where you're going. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so you guys know you have to do the daily evaluations, right? We're doing that.
That's right.
You know, we're supposed to be doing that last week, but I don't think Sherry had mentioned it to anybody. I think it just kind of went to the wayside.
You just kind of expected us to do it.
Yeah, and I don't think she ask you guys to turn it in?
You never really clarified about that.
No,
Yeah.
not really.
Nor did she ask us to turn it in.
Yeah, okay, so this Friday, you're going to have to turn it in. Okay, I don't know if that slipped her mind to remind you guys. I think she did say it last week.
She did, but she didn't really do anything about that.
Okay, well, I'm going to clarify that for everybody, and I want you guys to get your daily recognition sheet, make sure it's a copy of it, and then write the week. When I turn mine in, I'll put the week of, and then like today, this week is going to be from the week of November 2nd to November 6th. Because I think there's a spot by your name, you can put that in there. So that way she'll know that was that week or this week. Okay, because you're going to turn it in on Friday. Now, if you guys get called out on something, I'm going to tell you how this is going to work. Because at the end of the week, Sherry's going to compare notes. She's going to look at what I'm writing. She's going to look at what Sue is writing. And John and Sue are for when you guys are in the classroom, they're going to be taking care of your evaluations when I don't have you. Okay, like I'll write your guys' evaluations for today and tomorrow. And I don't know if I work with you guys Wednesday, then I'll write it for them too. But then Thursday and Friday, you guys are going to be with John and Sue and Sherry in the classroom. I'm not going to evaluate you guys for those days because I don't know how you're doing, right? Because I'm not going to see you. So now, if there's if you guys are given, let's say, a 3, right, for attendance, and the staff gives you a 1, you're going to have to explain what happened. Because when we put our notes in, if we give you anything less than a 2, because 2 is, I think, average, 3 is like excellent, 2 is average, and then the first one is like needs improvement to get a score of 1. So we're going to make a note on that as to why. If you were late coming into a meeting, if you had to be told to sit still, if you're going to have to be told to, if you made maybe a bad comment to somebody, we're going to call you on that, and then that's going to go on our notes. Okay? So we write them every day based on you guys' how you're acting in the classroom. If you're getting up all the time, if you're constantly distracted, doing this, That's a little distracting, especially when we can see everybody in the classroom. If you have it on gallery, I can see all of you, right? So when everyone's staring at the camera because someone's talking and the other one's doing this business going all around, you're going to focus on the person moving because it's distracting. Okay. So that kind of thing will be made note of on the daily recognition sheets. So if you get called out or yourself that you didn't do very well in the classroom, you should mark yourself down because the staff will do it. And then Sherry's going to call you on it and say, hey, how come you're giving yourselves 3s here and the staff's giving you a 1 or a 2 here? Then you're going to have to come up with, right, and come up with a reason. So don't get into the habit of giving yourselves all 3. If you get all 3s, and some of you do, that's awesome, but be realistic when you're grading yourselves because Sherry is going to call you on that on Fridays. I don't know if she'll go over it with you on Mondays or Fridays, I don't know, but she will compare that and then call you if it's a big discrepancy. There's a big difference between the scores. So you're going to start that today. So probably after the meeting, like I didn't write my evaluation yet because I knew we had another meeting. But as soon as we finished our meeting, I got my notebook and I wrote notes on how the meeting went and, what I talked about and stuff. And then I'll when we get done with this meeting, I'm going to make more notes based on this meeting. So then at the end of the day, after this meeting, that's the end of my meeting day, then I'm going to be able to write notes on who did what and how I felt the meetings went with each and every one of you because I have to score you guys, right? So you guys are going to also have to do that. And I would suggest doing it at the end of the meeting, at the end of this meeting, because I'll tell you what happens. I've done it before myself. Is you get busy and you'll think, I'll do it later when I finish this, right? And then you go on to your other project or your homework or do something else. And then guess what? And then you forget to put in that day's log and make notes for that day. And then the next day happens and then something will happen. So you'll miss a couple of days of logging in your things that you're supposed to put in there every day. And then what happens is you're going to forget what happened on Monday when it's Wednesday night. You're going to think, man, did I do good there? Was I late was it that day I was late or the other day I was late? Or Yvonne said I did extra good that day. Was it Monday or was it, you know what I'm saying? So you want to do it every day after our second Zoom to jot down any notes you have. Okay. So what I do on my evaluation is at the very bottom, at the end of it, I don't know if you guys remembered, but there's a section there that says add notes or something like that, student notes or something. I don't know if I have it here, but it says something like comments. That's what I think it is. That's where I'll make a list Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then every day I'll put on the Monday, like today I'll get on Monday and I'm going to write notes for each and every one of your evaluations and put down how you did. What we talked about, if you guys had any concerns, I may or may not make a note of that. But, I'm just going to evaluate you guys for the 2 Zoom meetings. And then if we do any one-on-one work later, like me and Eleanor did after that first Zoom meeting, then I'm going to make note of what I helped her with for today. So I don't forget later on because there's so much going on during the week. It's easy to do something, a detail, whether good or bad, right? It's going to slip your mind. It's easy to do. I know I've done it too. So after this Zoom meeting, I want you all to remember to do that because I'm going to ask you in the morning Zoom tomorrow if you remember to do it the day before. Okay, so it has to be done every day, so all the details you remember. Okay, so any questions on the daily evaluations? Does everybody have them? Tyler?
Could you email me one? Because I don't have one.
Okay, sure. Make a note of that. Red pen. Okay. Okay, does everyone else have theirs?
I don't have mine.
You don't have yours?
I don't have mine, Yvonne.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make copies for everybody. and I'll send them out to you after our meeting. Okay, so that way everyone will have them today on Monday, and then you'll be able to write it them as soon as I send them, and I'll do that after this meeting.
Okay.
Okay, that way we're all on the same page, and I know everybody has it because I'll send it. So, okay. So today we had a journal prompt that was, does anyone want to read it? I don't have to read it. Eleanor, you want to read it? Go ahead. What's the question?
My topics make me friends.
Okay, that was your answer. So the question was, how do your work habits affect the way others relate to you? So the way you act at work, how does that affect the way people treat you at work? Do you go into work grumpy and then people kind of want to stay away from you? Or do you go into work really happy and ready to go and you're in a good mood and then people want to say hello to you because you're happy and in a good mood? So what work habits do you guys have that has an effect on other people?
But positive people, I would say hi.
Mm-hmm. So you're positive and you say hi to people.
Yeah.
And you get highs back.
Yes.
Yeah. And people smile at you because you're friendly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So did anyone finish their journal prompt? Because we can do it as a class, which is, I think, how we were kind of meant to do that. But, Clad?
I finished mine.
You finished mine? You want to read your answer?
I'll read it out. I know it's not really too much since I'm not really too familiar with about my work habits yet. So I'm just gonna think of something.
Okay.
What I wrote down is my work habits do affect others. They can result in a positive outcome or a negative one, depending on my habits or feelings overall. I believe my work habits are ones that people can easily relate to and look up on. Because I'm rather happy and easygoing whenever I go into my job either way.
Yeah, you are. I've worked with you before and had classes with you before, and you've always been very, very happy, very positive. So think about, since we haven't had the work experience yet. Oh, wait a minute. You did. Didn't you used to volunteer at Goodwill?
I volunteered multiple times, yes. Well, then again, most of the times for more ability, but I did volunteer at Goodwill.
Yeah, I remember running into you there once. So how were you at work? Describe your mannerism when you were at work.
I was going, hardworking, and I was ready to help out anytime. Since I knew the store, I knew where everything was.
Yeah. So that particular Goodwill, actually, he actually worked at Goodwill on Manzanita Avenue.
That's
yeah.
right.
I know where that's at.
Yeah. So did you happen to run into people that were in like a really angry mood?
Thankfully, no. I avoid
Really?
those types of people at all times.
Oh, that's funny, because that Goodwill that you used to work at, I have ran into some really irate people. Severe.
Really?
In fact, I thought some man was going to hit me one time.
Wow.
In that Goodwill, yeah. And that's a couple of times I've run into people like that. I think about 3 times in the last, I don't know, maybe 6 months, I think. But really bad, really bad. Like I said, I thought I was going to I did get hit one time. And then the other time with the man, I thought he was going to cream me because he was so angry. I didn't do anything. He was just him. But,
Wow.
So good thing you never run into anybody like that.
Yeah.
So
I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. So what would you do? Let's say you were at work and you saw some person, man or woman, really being mean to a customer, and he's a customer too, how would you handle that if you turn the corner in one of the aisles and you saw that argument happening and it was bad? What would you do?
I would just ask either buy something, leave. Well, not really. I wouldn't actually say that. That'd be a bit too crude. So, I would say, is there something that you need, sir or ma'am?
So you
I
would
would
actually
offer help.
So you would actually intervene and go up to them and ask if there's something you can do to help them? Yeah. Typically, you guys, when you're in a work situation like that, or even if you're a customer and you see a fight going on, the best bet, so you guys don't get involved, is go and get the manager. That's safer. They're paid to deal with just that scenario, right? Because if somebody is arguing and they're super angry and it breaks out into a fist fight, you don't want to get in the middle of that at all, right? Even if you're an employee and you think, oh, well, I should stop it. No, you guys do not get paid to intervene with that kind of situation. That's what the managers are for. You run and get a manager and tell them real quickly, hey, they're fighting over there. They're going to duke it out or they're arguing. And then you go and get a manager and they take care of it. Okay, they'll go and assess the situation and then decide then if, help needs to be called. A lot of times there's security guards in the area they can call, or they call 911 if they're actually fighting, which would happen. They would call 911 instead of a security guard. So I would not recommend you guys getting involved like that. Just go get the manager and let somebody else know.
One time I saw something like that happen when I was at the 99-cent store across the street from where my house is, and there was a guy and another guy running in, and they were like fighting, and they were knocking over all the shelves, and the cashier was like telling them to get out of the store.
Yikes! So they were knocking down shelves and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, that's scary. Were you in the store or were you coming out? Going in or going out?
I was just like paying for my stuff and leaving.
Oh, wow. See, that's scary because you don't know what people are going to do when they're that angry, especially if they go so far as to knock shelves down. You don't know what's going to happen after that, right?
Yeah.
That's a very scary situation. So did you wait until everything was over to leave the store, or did you try and slip past them?
Well, I was just kind of watching everything happen, because I didn't know what to think at the time. I was still processing everything.
Yeah, and when something like that happens, it's so unexpected, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's hard to watch and know what to think right away, because if you're just watching it like, what? This isn't supposed to happen. And yeah, because it's not a right situation. So when you see something really bad happening, you're like, wait, now what do I do? Because it's a weird situation to be in like that. Yeah. Jordan?
I've encountered where it's not in a store where we were leaving Project Search because we had to leave the classroom, and I was waiting for a ride, and because that day I was getting a ride because Sherry let me, but and there was this guy, which I think he was like on drugs or something, because he was yelling at the building that, the GameStop that's like right across in front of our building. Mm-hmm. He was yelling at the GameStop and like yelling out of nowhere. So I walked to the end of the sidewalk and I stood there because I was like, you're yelling at things that's not there and you're swinging your hands and I'm afraid I'm about to get smacked. So I just walked away because I was like, okay, I'm just going to go that way now before you wind up smacking me or something.
So were you walking close to him, trying to get by?
No, I wasn't walking close to him. I was standing waiting for my ride, and he just came up out of nowhere and was yelling, and I'm like, I'm going to go that way now because you just came up out of nowhere.
Yeah. So when you're out and about, especially by yourself, you have to be so careful, you guys, about your surroundings. Don't ever have, I'm going to give you some advice. I mean, you don't have to take it, but don't have your earbuds in to listen to music loud, because you can't hear anybody coming up behind you, right? That's,
Right.
you just have to be very careful in this day and age. In fact, my oldest daughter does this, and I got to sit her down and have a talk with her too, because she is very unaware of her surroundings. She'll listen to her music, and I'm sure she listens to it loud. And I'll be going to pick her up. I'll drive right in front of her, and she's looking at her phone, listening to music, and doesn't even see me. So she knows she's waiting for me to go and get her. So she's not like looking around waiting for my car to come, right? And that's just a bad thing, because someone can come up behind her and grab her, and she would never know. At least if you're aware of your surroundings, right? Like I have been in the habit since my college days. I've been in the habit of when I've left a building, even in the daytime, I'll walk out of a store or wherever I'm at, and I'll look to see who is where, just to be aware of if there's people around me or not. It's just to be on the safe side. And you always listen for anything, right? If you're going to cross the street, you listen for cars or whatever. But always, you guys, be aware of who's around you, okay? If someone's coming up, walking to you specifically very fast, maybe try and stop them if they get to you. Say, hey, what do you want? You want something? It's scary out there, and it's going to get worse because the Christmas time is going to come pretty soon. And then people get really nutty around there. So you guys have to be very, very careful. I would not recommend walking in a busy area with headphones on, because you can't hear. So now, Jordan, you answered the question. You answered the journal prompt?
Yes. It depends on my mood. Where if I woke up and if I'm like tired, if I'm like still tired and I woke up and I'm still waking up, I will have my headphones in and I'll walk into the classroom and say hi to people. Most of the time I have my music loud, because what I do is when I'm on the bus, I listen to my music, because I don't like having strangers say hi to me, because I'm like, I don't know you. You're making me uncomfortable. So, yeah. But when I'm in the classroom, I'm like, I take them out, because I'm like, I know these people. They're not about to kidnap me. So I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, that's a harsh accusation.
Well,
a little bit, yes.
Well, okay, but here's the thing. She's a young, pretty girl, and if a guy comes up, you just have to be careful. And then it depends on where it is. Buses probably aren't the nicest places or safest place to meet people, so I can understand Jordan to be leery about people talking to her on the bus. My daughter rides the bus. She is very, very, very shy. And, it's like Jordan she doesn't want to have somebody come up to her on a bus and try to talk to her, and she also wears the music, hears the earbuds on the bus too. So, and probably because of that, so she doesn't want to have to talk to anybody, right? So yeah, I don't blame you. It's you have to be real careful. See, it's different for men. And all you guys are super tall, so you guys don't have as much problems, I would think, as women do. Because you guys are real tall men, and people don't tend to bother people when they're men, for one thing, and then when they're a bigger man, when you guys are all so tall, they're not going to bug you like that, right?
Generally, that is true.
Generally, you're right. Generally, doesn't mean that's not going to happen, right?
No.
But generally.
Well, also the buses all have cameras on them, and you're being recorded, so those people are likely to get arrested if they do anything like that.
So they do have cameras inside the bus.
Yeah.
I did not realize that. Okay. Huh. Well, that's good. In case anything happens, they get a good picture of who's doing what. So that's good. I didn't realize that. Huh. Funny, my daughter didn't say anything like that, but that's good. That's good to know. That's kind of comforting. Okay, so Royce, did
Doesn't hurt to
you?
stay alert though.
Yeah. So Royce, what did you put for your journal prompt?
Honestly, I was focusing on my email mentor. I was working on most of my time, but for my work, my personality, it kind of depends on my mood. It's something annoying to the brink of saying why you burst on anger, but that would not be very professional, and I could get myself kicked out. So I just need to tell someone important what's bothering me. It kind of depends on my mood.
Right. And I think it's kind of harder for you because you're very, very quiet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't say a lot of my problems to anyone. I ask for help if I need it. But
Yeah. Yeah, but sometimes when you're not feeling good, and this goes for everybody, sometimes when you're not feeling good, it helps to talk to somebody that you trust about why you're not feeling good. And it's so if I'm not feeling good, say, and I tell somebody about the reason why I'm not feeling good, it makes me feel better by telling somebody what my issues are, even though they might not be able to help. They may or may not be able to help, right? But having someone to talk to that will sit there and listen to you and say, wow, that's really bad, or gosh, is there anything I can do to help, or even if it's just, God, that sucks. You have somebody that can sympathize with you and that you can talk to, and that alone is helpful. Okay? So if you guys need anyone to talk to, find someone you trust, okay, and talk to them about it. And who knows, maybe there is something that they can do to help, right? And if nothing else, at least you have someone to confide in, and someone that you can, just tell someone that you trust, and maybe that'll make you feel better. I know it makes a lot of people feel better to have someone that will understand where they're at, the space that they're at that time, right? So always remember that, guys. Don't keep things hidden, because that causes a lot of stress, especially if you tell nobody what issues are. That causes a lot of stress, and stress is so bad. Oh my God, it affects your whole body. Stress. You lose sleep. You sleep too much. Your hair falls out. All kinds of things. Stomach problems, headaches, all kinds of awful problems stress can cause. Okay? So always remember, don't keep things to yourself if they're, especially if there's something that's bothering you. Tell somebody that you trust, guys, okay? So, did you get very far on your email mentor, Bruce?
I was just kind of comparing what I write and what he said, because there are some things in the email mentor 3 that does not compare what she just said to me.
Okay, so if you want to shoot me the response, you want to email that to me, and then I can, if you want me to help you with it, I can make some notes. Not right now, of course, but after sometime today, I can make some comments if you need some direction with that.
Sure.
Okay, and that way I can make some notes and suggestions, and then that way we don't have to schedule a Zoom time to do it. But when I get a minute, I'll go ahead and look at it and then make some comments for you to kind of set you in the right direction there. Okay. So with your journal prompts, Devin, did you have an answer for your journal prompt? I think you're on mute. I can't hear anything, Devin. Is anyone else hearing him?
I don't hear him.
I don't hear him.
He's always like this from every Zoom meeting. We rarely hear him. I mean, no offense, but you can try and do it on speaker or unplug your headphones like I'm doing.
Devin, maybe you can unplug your headphones and then plug them back in. That's what it's worked for you before.
I just did.
Okay. Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. All right. it can affect you by going a long way by cultivating an attitude of positivity during your workplace. Like, you should come here with a positive attitude.
Yeah. Okay, so you know what? Since the afternoon Zoom is for the journal prompts, let's make Sherry really happy and really expand on these journal prompts. So what you guys can do, and I'll give you some ideas, is did you guys write your journal prompts on Google Docs by chance?
Yes.
Okay, share that with me after, not right now, but share it with me after our Zoom meeting. And then Royce, I know you were working on something else, which is fine, but share your journal prompt with me today, sometime today, and I'll get to it and I'll make comments on there. And maybe instead of just a sentence or two, well, Cloud, I think you wrote quite a bit there and I loved what you wrote. But let's expand on those and make it like a paragraph and explain, maybe, okay, let's see. The journal prompt says, how does your work habits affect the others that relate to you? So you can talk about maybe good habits you have, bad habits you have, and habits you want to have when we go to the workplace. Okay?
So you mean that... Hang on.
Go ahead, Clyde.
I think I have an idea of what you're going at with this. So you want us to have the topic, then 3 details, and then a conclusion sentence to make a whole paragraph. Is that right?
Well, I don't think you have to structure it that far. Would be nice, yes. But I don't know if you have to structure it like that. But I just kind of wanted you guys to elaborate on your answer. Jordan?
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes. So, like, I'll give you guys examples when you send me your journal prompts. Share it with me on Google Docs. And then I can make some comments on the bottom before you turn them into Sherry. Like it won't be a very long thing. I'll just maybe ask you to expand on something, unless of course you expand on it yourself before you send it to me. Okay, but I really want to start getting some really well thought out answers. Okay, because the more you guys get to writing and express your feelings, and then like you grasp the subject and then, oh yeah, well I can write this, and this more. I think the more practice you get on that, the better you're going to be able to answer interview questions, right? Instead of, oh, what's your favorite pastime? I play games. You know, well, I like the hidden objects games. I've been playing them since whatever, you know, and then expand on that. They're going to want to hear about you. So this might be good practice for you guys to get some vocabulary out there, right? Eleanor, did you have a question?
No.
No, okay, I thought I saw your hand up. Okay, so that's okay, Jordan's gone. So let's see. So I'm going to work tonight on the beginning of the advocacy unit we're doing. And right now I finished the whole unit. I just need to write the introduction. I don't want to read like 3 pages to you guys because I know that's going to be boring. So I just want to kind of clean it up and simplify it a bit so it just goes quicker. And just get the key points down because they talk about a lot of other stuff that I don't think that needs to be said. And then I might share that with you too. I'm not sure. I'll share the homework with you for sure because you got to do the homework. But I have to ask Sherry if she wants the homework, the introduction part sent to you so you can refer back to it. I like to have like printed everything that I'm doing. I print up everything. I got stacks of papers all over because I've been printing all the advocacy stuff for you guys. Well, you won't get it by paper. You get it in the email or Google Classroom. I think however Sherry wants to distribute that. So what time do we have? 10. Okay, does anybody have any questions?
No.
Not one? Are you
I
guys
believe I've said
excited
everything
about
I need to say.
what?
I said I believe I've said everything I need to say right now.
So are you guys excited about going to the class?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
I'm more excited to work tomorrow.
Are you starting your job tomorrow?
That's right.
What time?
At 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Okay, let's see. Okay, our Zoom meeting's from. So are you going to be able to stay in the Zoom meeting tomorrow?
I don't think so.
How long will it take you to get from your house to your work?
About, like, let's say, it's from here to Roseville, so I want to say it's going to take quite a while.
To Roseville. And what city are you in?
Carmichael.
Carmichael. That's going to take you a while to get over there, isn't it?
At least.
So,
Yeah, well.
so what time are you going to leave your house? Are you taking the bus there, or is your mom going to bring you?
My mother's going to take me because me and her are going to be working together.
Oh, so you work at the same time?
Yeah, well, we don't know if we're going to work at the same time, but she's willing to take me there.
Okay, good. That's a lot quicker than the bus because that seems like it's going to be far. So do you know what time you're going to leave the house?
I want to say around 9:30. So that we can get there earlier.
Yeah, especially when you're first starting. So you're leaving at 9. I'm making notes. Leave at 9:30. Okay, so.
Well, I want to stay when they'll leave at 9:30. I don't know exactly when.
Yeah.
That's still up in the air.
Okay, so are you going to come to Zoom tomorrow, and then just leave early from Zoom?
Yeah, I probably will do that.
Yeah, because you won't have to leave that early. You know, you will have to leave.
That's true.
You'll have to leave early, yes, but not to not make it to Zoom. So how many days?
I could make it to Zoom, but I won't be able to make the afternoon one.
You won't be able to make the afternoon? Oh,
No, because that's right. I'll be working the full 5-hour shift.
Oh, okay. Let me write that down. Does Sherry know that?
I told her about this.
Okay, and she's all right with that? And how many days a week is that going to be?
Almost every day.
Almost every day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're not going to be. So how's that going to work on Thursday and Friday when you're supposed to be at the class over there?
Oh, don't worry. I can just work at the night. I can work a night shift that time.
So
From like 12 to like, say, 7 or 8.
12 to 7 or 8. Thursday and Friday, night shift. Okay.
Well, I'll let you guys know about my concrete schedule.
Yeah.
Once I start.
Yeah. Make sure you don't miss too much of a project search.
Don't worry, I won't.
Yeah, because if you can, try and work in the evening so you don't miss, your classes.
Right, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, good. Okay, and thanks for letting me know that. I wrote all the information down so I don't forget. So I know.
No problem. Oh, and Wednesday. I also won't be able to. I also have to work on Wednesday as well.
During the day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
I think that's everything for now. I'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad for you that you got a job. That'll be exciting.
Thanks to Indeed.com.
Awesome. I'm proud of you. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's see. Someone has to come up with something to say. So you all are wanting to go back. Are you guys nervous about going back at all?
No.
No, are you
I'm
guys worried
excited.
about? You're excited. probably sick and tired of being at home, huh? Wanting to get out there and do something, right? Yeah. So you guys know, you guys know when you're back, you're going to be in the classroom for a little bit. Getting used to the routine there. And then you guys are going to be going, when you go to the hospital, you guys are going to be staying outside. You know that, right?
Mm.
That's why. Yeah.
And the cold.
It's going to be cold. With Tyler, that's going to be right up your alley.
Yep.
You're going to be the only happy one out there working. Everyone else is going to be freezing. Jordan's going to be all in a parka and a big old hat, right, Jordan?
Just hope I don't get a cold.
I hope none of you get sick. You guys have to be very careful with that. Wash your hands the second you guys are done, about to leave Project Search the Classroom. Wash your hands with soap and water really good, and don't touch the door when you go out. Open the door with your either do it with a towel from the bathroom. Open the door, keep it with you, and you open the front door with it, and then you throw it away later. Mm-hmm. Or you do it with your elbows, because you can open the doors pull down like this. It's not a handle; they pull down, so you can open it with your elbows. So that's the safest after you wash your hands. Every time I go to the hospital, I'll go to the bathroom right after I'm done with my appointment, and I'll grab a paper towel after I wash my hands. I grab a clean towel, open the door with that. I get on the elevator, I touch it with the towel, and then right when I leave the hospital, I throw it away outside. They got a trash can right by the door. So be very, very, very safe and be mindful. Don't touch your face. I know it's really hard, but don't rub your eyes. Don't wipe your nose. Always have a tissue in your pocket, because you don't want to have anything near your face. And I know the second you say, oh, don't touch your face, all of a sudden, no, my nose itches, or I got to rub my eye, right? And they say, don't do something as you want to do it. But you guys have to be very, very careful. It's like going out to the store, right? You're very careful at the stores. Right. Same thing at work. You guys, and I'm sure Sherry's going to go over all this with you too. But just guys, be very, very, you're going to be heartbroken if any of you guys get sick. That will not be good. So, that's why she wanted to get the jackets. Whoever couldn't afford the jackets, because you guys are going to be outside. So
those jackets could be a real great help.
Oh yeah, and I guess you can't wear your regular jackets out there. So I guess that's why she wants the Project Search ones, because we got to know. The people have to know who you guys are, right? So if we all have a Project Search jacket on, that's your coat for your work uniform, because you'll be outside, until we are able to get inside the hospital, which I'm kind of doubting it's going to be this year, probably next year. I'm thinking, could be wrong, but yeah. But you definitely want to get that coat.
But this depends on how bad COVID could possibly get.
Well, that depends, Clad, right? A lot of people. It kills a lot of people. People get it and they don't even realize they have it, right? But the people that I have heard of that had that COVID, they thought they were going to die, literally. They just thought, man, I was like this close to dying, because that's how bad they feel. But it depends on how it hits you, because COVID actually has a ton of symptoms. I mean, all kinds. And if you live through it, which is a good chance you do, right? A lot of people are having a lot of long-term effects from having COVID. I know a woman that I don't know her, but she was a movie star back when I was young, and she's my age, a little bit younger, and she is zapped of all her energy. She says she's had it, and this was like in April she had it, and thought she was going to die, had a horrible time of it, but when she got over it, when she finally tested not positive for COVID, she's never regained her energy level. She says she just wants to sleep all the time, and now she's just so tired all the time, absolutely no energy. And it was right after she recovered from COVID. So it really hits people in so many different ways, which is scary because you really don't know what to expect. It's like, gosh, on one hand, people are dying from it over here. On the other hand, you have people, even older people, survive it, and then they're done with it. No after effects. But then you have younger people getting it, and they have all kinds of health issues due to that. So it's like, it just depends on how your body's going to react to COVID, right? And that's a scary thing. So have you guys all got your flu shots?
Definitely.
Got mine already.
Not me.
Did you say you had your flu shot, Eleanor?
No, I
Okay.
did not.
Are you going to get it?
I don't know.
Well, you're going to have to get it before you go to work at Kaiser. They're going to make you get it. Okay, because they don't give you a choice. Either that, well, no, I take that back. Yes, they do. They say if you don't get the flu shot, you're going to have to wear your mask for like, do you remember Tyler Royce, you guys? 6 months or something?
I don't know.
Well, I think they would make you wear a mask regardless.
Well, right. Now they're going to make you wear a mask because regardless of your shot, you're going to have to wear the mask because everybody's having to wear it out and about. So I guess maybe it doesn't matter if you get your flu shot, but I think that
Well, it's still
for us,
recommended because if you get the flu and the COVID-19, it could really be bad.
exactly. And who knows, maybe the shot will help a little bit for fighting that off. Who knows, right? Because if it's flu-like symptoms, that could help you too. Well, it's better than not having it, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do have to wear the mask regardless of the flu shot. But for the Kaiser volunteers or employees, they're really want them to have the flu shot, or you have to wear the mask. And we're wearing the mask anyway. But I'm not sure. That's a good thing to look into if we're actually made to get the flu shot. I would recommend it. Royce, did you get your flu shot?
The T something that flu shot.
That's not a flu shot.
No, that's a TB test. That's not the flu shot. A TB test is right here on your arm, and it's just the needle goes right under the skin, and you kind of swells up a little bit because they inject you with something. That's the TB
Tuberculosis.
test. Yeah, that's the TB test, and then you have to go back to have it read in 2 days. Okay, the flu shot is given in your arm, and you don't have to go back.
I don't remember ever having a flu shot. Not even in my early years. I don't think I ever had flu shot in my life.
Didn't you get a flu shot when you first went to Project Search? Well, I went with you when you guys went in.
I don't really remember.
Well, I know they gave you a blood test to find out what you were immunized for. I remember that because I was with you, John, and Jordan, I think. Yeah, I went with John and Jordan for sure, and I think you were there too. Yeah, you were there. I remember now. Yeah. So Sherry hasn't said anything about the due date for the flu shots if you guys are going to be made to get them?
No?
Even then, some of us already have them.
Yeah. I just got my flu shot a couple of weeks ago. And if you haven't gotten it, Devin, did you get yours? No? They have them free at Kaiser. They're not going to have them for too much longer, I don't think.
I got mine at free as well.
And at like drugstores like Rite Aid and Walgreens and stuff like that.
Yeah, they actually have them at Walmart too, but they cost $37 if you don't have insurance.
Oh.
I know, because I was going to take my
It's
not
kind
Elliot.
of shady.
I was going to take my younger son to go get it, and at Walmart I called them and they said, "Oh yeah, if you don't have insurance, we'll give them to you, but it's going to be $37." I'm thinking, "Oh man, that's a lot of money." So Kaiser gives them free, and you don't have to have Kaiser health insurance because they give them to you free. And right now in Roseville clinic, it's a drive-through. So, oh yeah, I mentioned that a couple of weeks ago, I think, or last week, something like that. I remember mentioning it at the end of Zoom. And it doesn't even hurt. The only thing is the next day I felt a little feverish, just slightly so. And my kids that got it, their arm was a little bit sore. That's just to be expected when you get the flu shot. So yeah, it's super easy. All you need is your ID. If you don't have Kaiser, you just need to show them your ID. They take your ID, they write information down, get the shot ready. You don't get out of the car. You just roll your shirt up so that they can they can get your arm, and then they give you the shot, and then you're good to go. You don't even get out of the car. So it's super easy and fast and painless. The shot itself doesn't hurt at all. Yeah, they're really nice there too. So if you guys want your flu shot, if you haven't gotten it, I would actually recommend going out there because it's super fast and easy. Now, at the beginning when they were giving their flu shots, there was a ton of people, just car after car after car for like a mile waiting in line to get their flu shots. But I waited for like 3 or 4 weeks after they started the flu shots, and there was nobody there because everybody wants to go right when they get their flu, right when they're able to get them, they want to go and get them. And there's some massive people there. I would never do that. Now that I know that, I won't do it next year. I'll wait again and wait till later until the rush dies down, and then you can go and do it. So okay, guys. So you know that we have so tomorrow we're going to have the meeting from the same thing today. So your morning, whatever you logged in with in the morning Zoom, the same thing for tomorrow morning. And then this Zoom meeting, the same time. Okay, it's in your email. So Eleanor, I sent you the link for the morning was the first email I sent you, and the second picture was for the afternoon. But check your email because it's in there, okay?
Okay.
Okay. And then send me, you okay, Royce?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Okay, so you guys send me your journals. Get them written.
Okay.
I think most of you have them written. Share them with me and let me make some comments on it so we can make them really awesome. And then that's going to be it for today. Jordan, don't go. Hang in there for just a second. I caught you. I almost saw you leaving. I saw you going for the exit button. Okay. So send me your journals, and then we'll do our good mornings tomorrow. So hopefully everybody's on time tomorrow at Zoom, so we're not waiting.
Right.
We can get our good mornings in, talk about our evening, and then we can start the day early.
All right.
Guys? All right. Well, have a good rest of your day. Okay, now you can
too,
go,
Yvonne.
guys. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Devin. Bye, Kat.